Hello student, in our last video we have started our first chapter, that is the an introduction to energy sources. In that we have discussed the basic difference between the conventional and non-conventional energy sources. Also we have discussed the five non-conventional energy sources, that is the solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy. These all are the five non-conventional energy sources and which we have been covered. Now we also covered the conventional energy sources, that is one conventional energy source which we have been covered, and which is the coal. Now other there is a there are other conventional energy sources such as natural gas, oil, petrol, but in this video we will discuss only natural gas and oil. So the conventional energy sources and natural gas and oil. Natural gas is one of the most crucial source of energy in the world, whereas oil is considered as to be liquid gold. That means we know that natural gas is used in a huge amount in our country as well as in the world, whereas oil is considered as to be liquid gold. That means oil is also used as in a large amount. We know that natural gas is found in a gaseous state and oil is in the liquid state, but in a liquid oil is considered to be liquid gold. Now how the oil is formed? Oil is formed from a large number of tiny animals and plants which when die get trapped at the bottom of sea under multiple layers of sand and mud and get exposed to heat and pressure. That is how the oil is formed. Means the a large number of tiny animals and plants which are present in the sea, and when they die get trapped at the bottom of sea. You know that inside the sea there is a sand and mud, that is the multiple layers of sand and mud, and after that they get exposed to heat and pressure over a millions of years. That is how the oil is formed. Now where the oil is used? Oil is widely used in the trains, ships, automobiles and planes and etc. That is the oil is used in all these applications. Now how the natural gas is formed? Natural gas is formed when several layers of decomposing animal and plant matter are exposed to intense pressure and heat over a millions of years under the surface of earth. We know that the oil is extracted from sea, but the natural gas is extracted anywhere on the earth's surface where the natural gas found in abundant amount. How the natural gas is formed then? Several layers of decomposing animal and plant matter. It is we know that after dying of animal and plant there is a decomposing animal and plant matter is formed, and this matter are exposed to intense pressure and heat which is present inside the earth's surface over millions of years, and after that there is a formation of natural gas. Now where is the natural gas is used? Natural gas is used for various purposes like cooking, heating. Also natural gas is used as a fuel in many applications. This is the natural gas and oil, which is the conventional energy source. Now we covered the three conventional energy sources, that is coal, natural gas and oil. But the natural gas and oil has some advantages as well as disadvantages. First we see advantages. It is the advantages of the natural gas and the oil. The first advantage is natural gas doesn't leave behind smoke, ash or any smell. That is, after using of natural gas, there is no smoke, ash or any smell. This is the advantage of natural gas. Second advantage is they are more environment friendly than coal. That is, the natural gas and oil are more environment friendly than the coal. We know that after burning of coal, there is the emission of greenhouse gases, so that they pollute our environment, and which is not good for our environment. But after using of natural gas and oil, there is no emission of such greenhouse gases. They are, that is, they are environment friendly than the coal. Now next advantage is they are safer and easier to store. That means natural gas and oil are safer to use and easier to store, and they are stored in tanks, so that the tank is, the storage of tank is easy for the transportation. Now fourth advantage is they are extremely reliable. That is, the natural gas and oil are extremely reliable because they found in our environment naturally. These all are the advantages of natural gas and oil. Now they have some disadvantages. The first disadvantage is they are non-renewable energy sources. That is, the oil and natural gas can't be formed for or during a short time. It takes millions of years. That is, they are non-renewable energy sources. The second advantage is their transportation and storage is expensive. That is, we know that the oil and natural gas is transferred from one place to another place, and the transportation is expensive also, so that the storage is expensive for that time duration. Now third disadvantage is the natural gas must be handled carefully because it is a combustible material. You know that natural gas is a combustible material as like a petrol, so it must be handled carefully. A fourth disadvantage is sometimes aquatic life get disturbed. We know that the natural gas and oil generally transport through the sea or through ship in the sea. When there is a leakage of natural gas and oil takes place inside the sea, there is a disturbance to the aquatic life, that is, which is harmful to the aquatic life. Sometimes the aquatic animal will die due to over leakage of oil and natural gas. So this is the most important disadvantage of natural gas and oil. This is all about natural gas and oil. All are the advantages and the disadvantages of the natural gas and oil. This is the conventional energy source. Now this is all about conventional and non-conventional energy sources. Now the second point of our chapter is the characteristics and structure of the sun. In that, first we will discuss characteristics of the sun. We know that the sun is the source of energy for a million years and will continue to be next coming million years. That is, the sun is a continuous source of energy for a million years. The energy produced and radiated by the sun which reaches the earth's surface is known as, or is called as, solar energy or sun's energy, which have been discussed in a solar energy. That is the non-conventional energy sources. That is, the sun is the prime source of energy. The sun is made up of about 80% hydrogen, 20% helium and 1% of other elements. Now what is the composition of the sun? The composition of sun is, that is, the sun is made up of about 80% hydrogen, 20% helium and 1% of other element. The large amount, that is the 80% of hydrogen present inside the sun and only 20% helium is present inside the sun, and only 1% other elements like sulfur, oxygen, nitrogen and etc. All these elements are present only in 1% inside the sun. This is the composition of the sun. Its radiant power comes from several nuclear fusion processes during which sun loses about 4.3 million tons of mass each second, and this mass is converted into radiant energy. That is, every second the sun loses about 4.3 million tons of mass, and that mass is converted into radiant energy, which will get. This happens due to the nuclear fusion process, which takes place inside the core of the sun or the innermost part of the sun. The nuclear fusion process is very useful for the production of energy inside the sun. The most important fusion reaction is the fusion of 4 hydrogen atoms to form 1 or 2 helium atom. This is the most important reaction, which is the fusion reaction, which happens inside the sun and which is responsible for generation of huge amount of energy. This reaction is shown in following. That is the fusion of 4 hydrogen atoms, and which will give us the 2 helium atoms, and in that reaction huge amount of energy is emitted, and which is the 26.7 mega electron volt, and this energy is obtained, that is obtained from, that is the mass lost by the sun is converted into the energy. This energy is produced in the interior part of the sun. This is all about the fusion reaction which happens inside the sun. Now the sun also has other characteristic, that is, we know that the sun emits radiation in all direction. The sun sustains an angle of 32 minutes or 0.53 degree at earth surface. That is the radiation emitted from the sun, which sustains an angle of 32 minutes at the earth surface. The sun is the sphere of intensely hot gaseous matter with a diameter of 1.39 into 10 to the power 9 meter, and also it is about 1.5 into 10 to the power 11 meter away from the earth. You know that the sun consists of hot gases, and which is present inside the core of the sun, that is the innermost part of the sun, and the diameter of the sun is nearly about 1.39 into 10 to the power 9 meter, which is the very large as compared to diameter of the earth. And the distance between the sun and earth is about 1.5 into 10 to the power 11 meter. This is the distance between the sun and earth. Now, as we seen from the earth, the sun rotates about its axis once about every 4 weeks. However, it does not rotate as a solid body, but the equator takes about 27 days and the polar region takes about 40 days for each rotation. We know that the sun rotates about its own axis every 4 weeks, but it does not rotate as a solid body. That means it does not take equal days for equator as well as the polar region, but the equator takes about 27 days and the polar region takes about 40 days for each rotation. And this is all if we see from the earth surface. The sun has effective body temperature of 5762 Kelvin, and the temperature of innermost part of the sun, which is called as the core, is estimated to be between 18 to 10 to the power 6 and 18 to 10 to the power 6 to 14 to 10 to the power 6 Kelvin, and also density about 100 times the density of water. That is we know that the temperature of the sun core, that is the innermost part of the sun, which is very large and which is the 18 to 10 to the power 6 to 14 to 10 to the power 6 Kelvin. But if we measure the average temperature on the sun surface, and which is the 5762 Kelvin, which is on the surface, but at the core part or at the innermost part of the sun, the temperature is very high as compared to the temperature at the surface, that is in the order of 10 to the power 6 Kelvin. And also the sun density is 100 times the density of water. that is the density of the sun. This is all the characteristics of the sun. The sun has some basic principal characteristics, that is mass, radius, average density and the temperature. Therefore, the principal characteristics of the sun are: the mass of the sun, that is capital M, equal to 1.991 plus minus 0.002 into 10 to the power 30 kilogram, that is a kg. This is the mass of sun, and which is very large as compared to the mass of the earth, and which is in the order of 10 to the power 30, that is very large. Now the radius of the sun, capital R, equal to 6.960 plus minus 0.001 into 10 to the power 8 meter, and this is the radius of the sun, and also which is very large as compared to the radius of the earth, and which is in the 10 to the power 8 power. The average density is rho, which is equal to 1.410 plus minus 0.002 gram per centimeter cube or gram per cc. This is the density, and which is the 100 times the density of water. The temperature of the sun, this temperature is a measure on the surface of earth, and this is the average temperature, that is the capital T, equal to 5762 plus minus 50 Kelvin. That is there is a change in temperature of the sun at the surface of the sun, and which is the plus minus 50. This is the principal characteristics of the sun. Now this is all are the characteristics of the sun which have been discussed. Now what is the structure of the sun? The structure of the sun is generally divided into three regions. The main three regions are: first is the solar interior, second one is the photosphere, and third one is the solar atmosphere. These all are the main constituent of the solar structure. First is the solar interior. You know that the temperature of the sun core or the innermost part of the sun is very high, that is in the order of 10 to the power 6 Kelvin, which is very large. And the solar interior also include the convective zone. The convective zone is the one of the layer of the sun. The second is the photosphere. Photosphere is the outer layer of the convective zone, which is present outside the convective zone. Third part is the solar atmosphere. The solar atmosphere consists of two parts. First is the chromosphere and second is the corona. The corona is the last or end part of the sun. The solar atmosphere is very important for us because we will get the sun energy or solar energy from that part, or the heat energy and sunlight from that part mostly. The chromosphere is the environmental part of the sun, that is the solar atmosphere. That means the chromosphere and the corona forms total solar atmosphere. This is the main three parts of the sun. Now in our next video we will discuss in detail, that is the structure of the sun.